Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the 12th house in astrology. Now, the 12th house governs restrictions, limitations, secret sorrows, self-undoing, hidden adversaries and enemies, the dreamlike state or the unconscious, and private hidden matters, things that we do in seclusion and solitude. It also governs hospitals, prisons, and asylums. Now, the first thing you look at is the sign on the cusp of the 12th house. Now, let's say that somebody has Aries on the cusp of the 12th house. This could indicate perhaps a suppressed anger, maybe courage and fortitude may be shown in private matters. It may be shown also maybe matters connected with spirituality and the metaphysical, for example. Now, let's take another example. Let's say that somebody has Taurus on the cusp of the 12th house. This could indicate perhaps somebody that shows some Taurus characteristics in seclusion, in solitude, such as persistence, determination, and it could be things connected with private matters that this person shows as far as the Taurus characteristics may go. And another thing to look at, see if you have any planets that inhabit the 12th house in your natal chart, as this could flavor the 12th house. Now, let's say, for example, that somebody has the planet Saturn posited in their 12th house. Well, this could be somebody that may experience despondency and sadness behind closed doors and doesn't really like to maybe show maybe the despondency and the sadness in front of others, and really likes to do it when they're by themselves. Secret sorrows may be done. It is the house of secret sorrows, and Saturn being kind of that sad, melancholy planet, you get the idea. So it's basically showing, bearing your sorrows behind closed doors, so to speak. And let's say another example, let's say somebody has Uranus in the 12th house in their natal chart. This could be somebody that might express some ingenuity and innovative ability in seclusion and solitude. It also can indicate perhaps madness and mayhem maybe in their private life, and some chaos and tumult in there. It may indicate maybe some unusual activity in their own private life during that particular period. Now, another thing you want to look at, look at the house cusp and look at the planetary ruler and see what house that ruler is posited in, as this could show the energy of the 12th house where it's being injected. So, for example, let's say somebody has the ruler of the 12th house posited in their 3rd house in their natal chart. Well, this could be a person who perhaps their restrictions and limitations may impact perhaps their short journeys. It may be somebody that might have some ambiguity, ambivalence maybe in their communication, because the 12th house does correspond with the zodiac sign Pisces. So that is one possibility. Now, let's say that somebody, or it could be somebody that brings the metaphysical and spiritual into their daily communications. Now, let's take another example. Let's say somebody has the ruler of the 12th house posited in their 8th house in their natal chart. This could be a person that may bring spirituality and the metaphysical into their sex life, and it could be a person that might have their dreams might inspire some kind of transformation, regeneration, or rebirth. Now, another thing to consider is look at the if you have when you have transits and progressions that involve the 12th house. This could transits can signify greater activity in matters pertaining to the 12th house, and progressions, sign progressions, can indicate maybe a kind of a change in the person's private life if it changes over by sign. And if you have progressions As far as planetary progressions in your 12th house, this could indicate greater activity in your private life as well during this time, and in matters connected with the 12th house, such as private hidden matters and perhaps dreams and secret adversaries, enemies. So those are some things to consider as far as the 12th house goes. And anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the 12th house in astrology, and stay tuned next time where I'll be dissertating and talking about Aries on the cusp of the 12th house in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.